Right when I'm trying to start the video, he wants to be in the shot. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode with Gorill's Garage. The rain is gone, sun is out. I'm in a t-shirt, feels good. Today's video, I'm actually going to be changing the handlebar on my thumb, so stick around if you want to see what I'm doing. What you get from stock is actually 720 millimeters wide from grip to grip, excluding the handlebar weights. And I'll pop up more dimensions up on the screen regarding height, pullback, weight, everything else. Here's a quick walk around of stock handlebar, just so you guys could see it from all the angles, how it sits. So I was riding position, the side profile, and from the front. All right, so let's get the pros and cons out of the way first, and you'll be actually surprised enough to know the stock one wins the battle over the handlebar I chose. But we do what we do to make ourselves happy, right? So, all right, jumping on to the pros. So, with stock, you actually have the weight inserts. So that's a benefit because you can put a longer bolt in there and put some extra weights to reduce the vibrations. But if you're familiar with any British single, it is going to have vibrations regardless. Even if you throw a solid tube handlebar on there, it is still going to vibrate. That's just the characteristic of the bike. Um, if vibrations are a concern for you, then you might have the wrong bike. So on to the cons, and the reason why it actually inspired me to change this, it's actually the pullback on this handlebar. Um, Currently, I don't have the seat on, but hold up. This cushion will do, I guess. All right, so this is just for demonstration purpose. So I'm actually with the seat. I'm like that. That's the riding position, right? So now I got pretty lengthy arms, and I'm actually sitting quite far back. I'm usually up here, and the pullback on this is it's actually quite a straight bar. And the handlebar that I went with that actually has a more of a comfortable pullback, so you can actually sit up straight in a 90-degree position. Secondly, the adjustment part, right? So of course you have the option to loosen these bolts, um, tilt the bar back a little. That can get you somewhat of a pullback, but the problem with that is the way this part is shaped, it tends to move these grips downwards. So of course this is not a cafe race or anything, but that's just an uncomfortable position for me to ride in. So that's just a con on my end, might not be for you guys. And lastly, it's the height of the handlebar. In my personal opinion, that just ruins the look from the front. And I'm talking about, how these were built back in 50s and 60s where the height, there was no height basically. It was a flat handlebar with a pullback, and those actually looked like a retro. So that's my ultimate goal with this one. Um, for this specific bike, functionality goes on the back seat for me. I'm more focused on the looks. Now the bar that I chose is actually a old school bar. This originally came on the 1950s model that were made in England. This is where I said, if you remember, the stock one wins the battle over this um, because it's a hollow bar. It doesn't have any weight inserts. So the vibration will be actually worse what it is on the stock one right now. But but as far as the looks, oh boy, I bet you're gonna like that. And it's a nice chrome, by the way. Really good finish. This video will include the complete installation as well, so stick around if you want to enjoy that. And yeah, so we'll be starting with removing these weights, and for that you'll need an Allen key. And I believe it's number, what is it? It's number 6. Number 5. Number 5 Allen key. And I'm going to get these mirrors out of the way. I don't want to scratch them. So you'll need a 9/16. Well, Not sure if you're gonna have the same mirrors, but I believe they're the same thread size. And just remember this one, the right side is threaded counterclockwise, so. Oh man. With actually no mirrors, it looks pretty sick. I wish we could go back in the day where there were no restrictions for the mirrors. That would be nice. But, it's a safety issue. Oh, so yeah, you'll need a 8 millimeter socket, and I'm just removing the levers. For some reason, that side is 8, but this is 10. And make sure you don't lose the washers. Those are important. Oh, this one's actually easier. It's a two-piece, so perfect. I was thinking I was gonna have to slide it out, but this is where I was saying, I was thinking we're gonna have to slide these off, but it's not the brake one, the clutch one is. Cool, so let me get the switches off first, and then I'll work on the levers. So a quick summary of the right side switches. You have a shorter bolt right next to your starter button, and then you have a longer bolt towards the back right next to your throttle cables. You have to be really careful as you're removing these is that this bar actually has drilled holes, and those holes are actually for these plastic inserts that are built within the switches. So what it basically does is that plastic tab actually inserts into that hole, which prevents the switch from spinning. Now that side you really don't have to worry about that much. I am still going to drill a hole for my new bar, but this side is really important because this is what controls the throttle, right? So if you don't drill the hole and directly bolt this on, your throttle is just gonna simply rotate with the switch. So this is a very important piece. What I'm basically doing is loosening these bolts so I can slide this bar to the left side a little so I can take the throttle assembly out of the way. So this is, the top bolt is I believe it's a 17. Yep, it's a 17 millimeter. This is a 13 millimeter. I know myself, I'm gonna scratch this. So this is it. See how the washer was bent into that thread? This is why you saw me struggling. Now that should come right off. Oh wait, there's other side too. Alright guys, fast forward. So what I've done so far is I took out the clutch lever, basically took the cable out. So all you have to do is loosen it up. So that way you can simply slide the throttle side off. Now for this particular piece, I have tried to route it this way. It doesn't work because the bar tends to get a little fatter here. So I guess the ultimate goal is to take the grip off and then slide this off. So for that, I'm going to mount this on so I can give it some hammer treatment. So for this, is going to take some love, some WD-40. Started to rotate a little from the front. It's actually good. I'm gonna give it another try from the bottom up. Just gotta break that little glue all around. Perfect. And slide it off. Now we can that's a sensor. So unclip that. That comes off. Plug that sensor back in. And let's remove the handlebar again. And look at the new handlebar. Oh boy. Alright guys, so I managed to get the grip out of the throttle assembly. Don't ask me how. But for my specific grips, because they cover the ends, um, I will need to basically trim out this plastic so I can slide the grips on. So yeah, let me do that quickly and show you the aftermath. As I was able to shave off that plastic, make it nice and smooth. Another issue that I'm running into is the grips I'm trying to install. They're a little bit shorter than this plastic assembly itself, so I'm gonna have to maybe trim a hair or two off at the end. So, yep, the death wheel out. Yeah, perfect. Mounted everything basically. So we got the brake lever, the clutch is back in its place, and both the switches, along with the throttle assembly, and of course left side grip is fixed. Right, so because these bars don't come with pre-drilled holes, we need to drill those holes for both the switches. So best practice is to uh, place the bar where you would want it at and sit on the seat, give it a try if that's the comfortable position it is, because then after that you should be drilling the holes, because if you drill the holes before and then you try to tilt the bar up and down according to whatever you want, uh, your switches might tilt front or back. And one of the reasons I wanted to get this bar because of no height and more pullback. So I am definitely going to reduce the height by tilting it forward, as but as you can see, at the same time it has enough pullback. Um, However, even this kind of position looks pretty good because pullback doesn't get compromised much. So I'm gonna quickly tighten it up and give a quick walk around to see what I like better. All right, so now trick for drilling the hole, what I'm gonna do basically is, so I'd make sure the grip is pushed all the way, it bottomed out, and then for the top part of the switch, right, I'm going to put it against the grip, and then that's the plastic that needs to be marked. So most likely right there somewhere, we need to drill the hole. I got two dogs, so I gotta make sure I catch all the metal shavings, you know. I just got done with the left side and wanted to give you a quick overview. So the short bolt goes right in front of the horn button right there, and the longer one actually goes right there. And then make sure you tie in this clip for this choke cable. That's really important. It just strengthens that because there's that nut is just there to keep it in place, but this actual hook thing actually keeps it in place. So that's very important. And I got maybe like a hair or two of a room there. Did that on purpose. I didn't want it to be too close, you know, in case I want to take this out. I can put a flathead in there and then take the grip off. Now for the clutch, um, I am going to pull this all the way back uh, to that right there. So even if I'm squeezing the clutch, this ball doesn't tend to go out of the handlebar, which is really important. So yeah, and then I will move these around accordingly. And after this, I will get going on the right side. So yeah, just final touches. What do you guys think? I think it looks pretty sick. Especially with the mirrors off, it looks really good. So here's the finished walk around. Side profile, the height of the handlebar sits far below the stock one. It's almost aligned with the headlight infotainment system. And then from the front, now it looks like that retro look. And this is from the riding perspective. Looks pretty neat to me. And here it is with the mirrors on. This actually looks far better than the stock handlebar because with stock, the mirrors actually went 45 degrees up, more like reindeer horns. Uh, but I like this. If I get tired of these mirrors, I might be looking into upgrading them. So yeah, maybe next video will be about that. So guys, before I end this video, I just wanted to point out a couple things. You know, if you're trying to install a similar handlebar, it is going to introduce more vibrations. So be mindful of that. And as I previously said, you know, with this bike, my priority is for looks. You know, comfort, luxury, all of that goes to the back seat. I think the white grip really brings out the character. You know, goes with the whole theme of white wall tires and all the emblems and decals that are currently, you know, that white and green touch. But yeah, let me know how I did, guys. If you like this, or you know, I'll love to hear your feedback. And yeah, till next time. Thanks for watching.